Yeah. So hello, everyone. My experience was an experience of transformation, and it happened during the year-long training, and I'm still unpacking the metaphor that came to me. So I'd like to share that with you. I was, if you know a falconer who holds the bird of prey and has the straps through the hands and is holding the bird fast, that image came to me, and I was that bird looking up at the sky, just yearning with my whole being to fly. And I couldn't because I was held. And through my coaching session, at one point I looked down and I realized that I wasn't, in fact, being trapped. I was being supported and held so that I could fly. And so for me, that was a moment of profound transformation because I've lived to this point always wanting to heal my past, to make right the things I thought were wrong in my past. And all of a sudden I understood that my past had led me to this moment where I could fly, and I did fly. And it's just allowed me to change the way I perceive the world. And now things that I saw as obstacles are opportunities. And my world has opened and amazing things have come to me. And I've done trainings in areas that I didn't think were compatible with the way I'm living. And my life is just so much richer and fuller, and that image just stays with me, and I can just feel that ability to fly and have that bigger perspective that doesn't see people and the world as broken. So in that way, that change of perspective, I think, has brought me to a place where I can help other people trust that inner wisdom that comes. It's not in the head. We're not going to fix this world with our head. It's going to be with our hearts. And soul-based coaching guides you in and teaches you how to go in yourself so that those images that are beyond what you could imagine come up in order to serve you and to serve the world. So, yeah. Thank you,
So
Annemiek,
beautiful.
Paloma, and Sigrun. Yeah, it was an incredible year.
Yeah. And I could just see it in you, the way that you're radiating out and the way that there's a relaxedness in you, and there's like a groundedness that's fantastic to witness. And, like so many of the people that come to our programs, you had a lot of experience and what is the word? Skills already collected in your life, right? But it's so gorgeous and beautiful to see how now it feels like it is so much more expansive than it's ever been for you. Yeah,
totally.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. Yeah, if anyone wants to ask Selinde a question, you can always use the chat or email us, and we're happy to put you in touch. That's Paloma. How about you?
Well, hi, I'm Paloma. I did Invoke about 5 years ago. At the time, I was working as a social worker, and I knew already for many years, I think even as a child, that my passion, and I was truly happy when I was able to hold space. I didn't have that term back then, but the essence was there. And it was like my career was narrowing in on this very, you could say, specific skill of clean space holding, which is what Invoke teaches. And And Invoke, what it did is it gave me, to make a long story short, I knew suddenly that I wanted to be a life coach, and that I would need a certification, a training, to be able to do that. And that's what Invoke gave me. I quickly discovered Invoke. I think because my calling was so strong, I matched up very quickly with it. And through a gut knowing, signed up. And yes, and what it did is it gave me, it reminds me a lot of what Emer was saying in her quote. It gave me everything I needed to set up my coaching business. And it's been 5 years, hundreds of clients and sessions. Since then, it's my full-time job. I get to work from home. I'm self-employed. And this space holding, right? So this is one of the most nourishing things that I do in my day. And it's kind of a part of, I think a lot of people need to recover from their work, like use their self-care. For me, it's kind of the opposite. I use my work, my space holding job, as one of my foundational self-care activities. And yeah, so it's really given me like everything to marry this spiritual healer aspect in me with the practical daily need to make a living. So yeah, that's it's been so many things. That's one version.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know for both of you, there's so much more to the story. And maybe there's going to be another way in which people can get to know your stories. But thank you so much. We want to kind of keep it tight today, but want to just give people a sense of, yeah, it's possible. You can help people find their own way and find their way back to themselves. But not just that, but open up this incredible the incredible resourcefulness and potential that we all have inside of us. And I think Selinde already touched on that in her experiences that go way beyond what our minds believe are possible. And they're not very far away. They're not hard to get to. But as a coach, you do need to know exactly how to hold the riverbed, how to hold the space, so that this knowing, this wisdom can start to surface, and it can really start to nourish and grow your client's capacity. So that's what Invoke does.